What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame live stream as the Lakers get set to face the Charlotte Hornets today at 5 p.m. Pacific time. How you guys feeling today? I got a couple of updates here, injury updates, and some pretty good news. We thought it was going to be a day riddled with injuries. Was hearing rumors that maybe Drummond wasn't going to play, maybe Marc Gasol. But the good news is that they're going to be playing today. They're lacing it up, game time decision. So Frank Vogel basically saying that Gasol, Matthews, Kuz should be good to go tonight, as well as Andre Drummond. Alfonso McKinney has been cleared from the health safety protocols as well. So we're going to get a little bit closer to health. However, unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case with the Charlotte Hornets. Last time we played a great game versus them, but this time around, they don't have LaMelo Ball. They don't have Gordon Hayward out with a sprained foot and fractured wrist from LaMelo. And they don't have key reserve Malik Monk. Looks like Teddy Rozier is going to be out today, as well as, what was the other guy's name? PJ something. PJ, let me see. PJ Washington. There you go, PJ Washington. So they're missing more key players than us right now. And so the Lakers should take advantage of this. However, we can't tread lightly. We can't come out here, get punched in the mouth. It is the NBA. Key role players are going to get opportunities that they usually don't get. So it'll be interesting to see how we come out. Now, we laid an egg yesterday in New York, especially in the second half of that game. But this game, we got to come out here firing. But I'm feeling good, guys. I'm feeling really good. Drummond's good to go. Mark is good to go. I'd love to see more minutes for Mark and Ben McLemore in this game. Hopefully, Coach can find a solution there with the minutes. But I've been noticing that every game that Drummond has played has been under 30. So I'm curious if little by little he's going to start unleashing Andre Drummond and maybe get him up to 30 minutes per game and exceeding that. So again, interesting rotations by Frank Vogel. But what do you guys think? I'm head over to the comment section, see what you guys think. What's going to be the key factors and matchups for tonight's game? I say, even though they're missing Teddy Rozier, Gordon Hayward, and all these cats, we still got to watch out for Devontae Graham. Still got to watch out for the Twins. Still got to watch out for a couple of pieces. It is the NBA. So he said, yo, Dan, no tank circumstances in this game for the Thunder. No tank circumstances? My boy talking about the Thunder. Okay. Hey, what up, Omar? What's up, bro? He said, got myself a ticket, Dan. Can't wait to see my boys live. Oh, my goodness, man. Thursday is going to be quite an event. So I'm looking forward to that, up to, I think, 2,000 in the stands. That's a little bit, but under the circumstances, we'll take it, man. Little by little, they're going to start, building up the arenas again. And I think that's why Jeannie picked next month, on May to do the banner unveiling. Hopefully by then, the state of California will be a little more, accessible. So my boy said, looking fresh, compa. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's nice and gloomy, so I get an excuse to throw on this fresh little Nike little outfit. You know what it is. He said, what's up, man? What's up, bro? I want the Thunder to lose games to get the franchise-changing player. I understand that, bro. We were there a couple years back. And now Laker fans never want their team to lose games, but we weren't mad when we were losing because we were trying to keep our draft pick. So I know all about that, bro. But, the Thunder are in a great position to rebuild real soon, sooner rather than later. These OKC Thunder, man, Sam Presti has got himself a treasure trove of draft picks. And your guy, he makes great picks. Look at his track record. You guys picked up Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden, just to name a few. You guys picked up Serge Ibaka as well. And now you traded for Shai Gilgeous, who has a bright, bright future. So that team, yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about them. They're like 2-3 years from actually starting to compete again, as long as they make the right picks and the right trades for those picks if they do trade anyway. So, but Sam Presti has proven himself to be a great maestro in the draft. And so I'm looking forward to see what you guys do. My man said, do you think it can be the LA Clippers versus the LA Lakers in the first round of the playoffs match? It's very hard to do. If the Clippers end up number 3 and we end up number 6, then I can see that happening, or vice versa. But, I'm not going to invest my whole energy into trying to match up with the Clippers. At the end of the day, we all know their second round exit, probably, most likely. I got to say prayers up for Jamal Murray, though. He goes down with an injury. That's very unfortunate. That definitely hampers their chances. If the Clippers now face the Denver Nuggets in the first round, they may get past them. Jamal was a huge difference maker in the previous series, even though he struggled from time to time. But I hate the fact that this season, what's up, Sabotage? I hate the fact that this season there's been so many injuries due to the quick turnaround, man. I'm not happy about that. The NBA got to do a better job of giving them an off season this next coming summer. So we need to have a real off season, have players heal. In a way, I do feel like these injuries for AD and LeBron have been a blessing in disguise because by default, their bodies are able to have the off season that they weren't able to had they not got those hopefully minor injuries. Hopefully. So it could be a blessing in disguise, and maybe they'll come back healthy while unfortunately everybody else is getting injured. So who's your dark horse in the West this year? You mean to get out of the West? It's going to be the Lakers regardless. If I had to pick an underdog, a team that can come from behind and maybe scare some teams, that's a good question. I haven't really thought about that. But I think a team that could scare some teams, if they're healthy, which they haven't been, could be the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks have shooters. They have your boy Doncic. They have Kristaps Porzingis. If he stays healthy, they might be able to upset a team in the West. As far as dark horse, I don't have any because I think all the rest of the Western Conference is pretenders. The only real contender there is the Lakers. I mean, I don't buy this Utah Jazz #1 overall seed. Again, when it gets into a 7-game series, is Donovan Mitchell going to be able to carry the rest of the load and put the whole team on his back and get him out of the West? I doubt that. The Clippers, we know that story. They're a second-round exit, almost guaranteed. They may be a first-round exit depending on the matchup. But, yeah, most likely second-round exit. Who else is there? Portland, not really. They never have enough firepower. They actually traded Gary Trent Jr. that I did not expect. Somebody here in the comment section said, Lakers should go after Gary Trent. And I turned him away. I said, I don't think they're trading him. He shows potential. I mean, he always kills the Lakers and stuff. So they traded him away, and he's been killing, which I don't understand why they did that. I mean, Norman Powell's decent, but he's not no Gary Trent Jr. potential type player. I mean, give me some names. I like Denver. Denver was my dark horse up until Jamal Murray, but I still thought the Lakers could beat them in 7, even with their upgrade. Hey, Manager James, appreciate you, bro. He said, Dan, you real AF. Love your show. Appreciate you guys, man. You guys are the real ones. Trust me, man. You guys bring out the best in me all the time. He said, loyal fan. I watch every video you post, Dan, after. He said, Dan, did you get the vaccine yet? No, I did not get the vaccine, Juan, for personal reasons. I don't want to discourage any of you guys from getting it or from not getting it. So I'll just, I won't comment too much on it. I'll just say, just do your research on it. That's all I'm going to say, But no, I have not gotten the vaccine. And then you heard about that one brand that, people are getting blood clots. Now people say, 7 million and only 6 blood clots. Man, 6. Every life matters. Every life matters. You can't, worry about how many low amount. I don't want to be one of the guinea pigs, put it like that. But that's just on me. Again, do your research, come up with your own conclusions. I don't really want to deal with the subject matter because, everybody has a different opinion. Some people will try to they'll try to rag you for saying you don't want the vaccine. Some people will try to rag you for saying you do. So you can't win. And, just come up with your best conclusion, and I wish you the best. That's all I'm going to say about that. No team beating us in 7. I agree with that. I said it last year. Size matters. We went out there. We got the size. We got Drummond. Now, he only had 3 points last game, but, again, that's credit to Tibbs. And I also had to do with the fact that we didn't have AD and LeBron. They wouldn't be able to zero in on one player if we were healthy fully. So we're going to be straight, guys. I'm not tripping off the loss. It was a good game of the first half. Second half, we laid an egg. But, understandably, I think the Lakers will bounce back tonight. They better bounce back tonight with all the injuries the other team has. No excuses. We have to come out here and execute. Again, we can't take nothing for granted. It's still the NBA. Players will step up, but this is also a team that's jockeying for playoff position, so they're dangerous. We have to come out here and punch them in the mouth early and then hold them down, till the game ends. That's what we got to do. We got to choke slam them and keep them on the ground till the cops arrive, right? And that's a bad reference. I shouldn't be talking about cops with all this police brutality right now, man. But bottom line is the Lakers have to they have to show up and they have to show out and they have to flex their wings. And if we win tonight, we will end the road trip 4-3, which is a major success without our main stars. I'll say that. I'll say that right off the bat. It's a major success. People haven't talked about how great we've been on the road. We've been amazing on the road this year. Now, with the fans coming back, I expect us to start becoming amazing at home as well. Because Laker Nation is the heartbeat of LA, man. We are the Lakers' heartbeat. Without us, there's no Lakers. Lakers and Laker Nation go hand in hand. So now that we're able to go back into the arenas, let's make noise, Laker fam. Let's get out there. If you're blessed enough to have a ticket, get out there and scream your lungs out, man. Like act like you've been locked up for a year. You know what I'm saying? Come out here with that crazy energy and let's show them some playoff intensity, because our players need all the motivation until our guys get back. Now, there's rumors. There's a lot of rumors that AD could be back, maybe even as soon as Thursday. I'm not going to jinx it. I say keep him out as much as possible till he's fully healthy. But if he's feeling good, he might make his debut along with the Staples Center crowd. That would be amazing to watch, especially because that game we're going up against Boston. They're struggling. They've been losing a lot. So they're going to play extra hard. But all in all, man, tonight should be a fun game regardless. Obviously, it would have been a lot better had the stars on both sides of the teams been available. Obviously, LaMelo Ball, Teddy Rozier, LeBron James, AD. But they're not. So we just got to roll with the punches, see who comes out on top. Bottom line, he said, Dan, best team in the East. When healthy, well, obviously, talent-wise, we're talking talent pound for pound. Keep it $150 with you guys. It's still Brooklyn because they have all that offensive firepower. But if we're talking about well-rounded in a 7-game series, if I had to bet the house on it, if I had to bet my YouTube channel on it, if I had to, I'm not betting it. But if I had to, I would probably go with either Miami or Philly because they're more well-rounded than the Brooklyn Nets. They have more size in the paint, which matters in a 7-game series. And they have shooters, and they have great wing perimeter defenders, and they have a little bit of everything. I'm leaning more towards actually Miami if Victor Oladipo can be healthy, because look, they have Jimmy, they have Bam, they have Vic if he's healthy. They have great role players like Iguodala, who even though he's washed and he's not the same player, he can still come up big in a playoff series for you. They have Tyler Hero, last I checked, Duncan Robinson, who these guys can scorch the Nets. They have Goran Dragic, who's very underrated in the league, right? And they have do they still have Kendrick Nunn, or did they trade him? I forgot. I think they still have Kendrick Nunn. So they're pretty deep team. So I'm leaning more towards Miami than Philly, but I wouldn't be shocked if Philly came out of the East as well. Now, obviously, the dark horse to come out and the favorite at the same time is going to be the Brooklyn Nets. Why are they the dark horse, in my opinion? Because they don't have size, and I predict they're going to get exploited and exposed in the playoffs like no other. Just like the way Andre Drummond was able to do it. There's better centers in the East than Andre Drummond. Even the Greek Freak would probably have a field day. But however, it's going to depend on how well Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and KD share the ball. And, if they get the pecking order, right, then they would be the obviously my dark horse and my favorite to come out the East. But there's a lot of ifs there, a lot of question marks, and I think they were exploited versus us, which is why the analysts saying that it didn't matter. These analysts saying that it didn't matter, that they got exposed by a gutted Laker team, makes no sense to me, because I think everybody eyes widened up when they said, whoa, maybe Brooklyn is not as hot as we thought. Maybe they're not as unbeatable as we thought. I know Joel Embiid was in there just at home eating his popcorn, just laughing, Yeah, I'm sure Joel Embiid was probably like, because he's a cocky son of a gun. He was probably like, oh, I can't wait to exploit this team in the playoffs. So I know Ben Simmons is like, oh, those lanes are going to open up like that for me because they don't play defense, Mike D'Antoni defense. Man, I know Ben Simmons is going to eat. They're going to make Ben Simmons look like an actual offensive weapon. And I know for a damn fact that Giannis was happy to see that because, again, they have a lot of size. If we're looking at the biggest team size-wise in the NBA, it's probably the Milwaukee Bucks. People forget they have Brook Lopez, 7-footer, who can stretch the floor. Chris Middleton, 6'9" guy, stretch the floor. Giannis, who when he's hitting shots, he can be super lethal. But again, he hasn't done it consistently enough in the playoffs. Let's see if he can accomplish that this year. They added PJ Tucker for defensive purposes. They added Drew Holiday, which was a huge upgrade to them. They have a lot of size there. Even Drew Holiday is like 6'5". So, that's a team that I think was built for the playoffs. And I think it'll be interesting to see what the match is. There's like 3 or 4 potential mismatches there for Brooklyn that they could really struggle to get off of a series. They're going to have to get really lucky in order to get an easy path to the finals. I don't think it's going to happen. They're probably going to have to go to probably to 2 of those teams to get out of the East. And if they go through all 3, oof, Lord help them, because they might be the most overrated team of all time. But that's how I feel about Brooklyn. They're the dark horses and the favorite, depending on how well they mesh. They obviously have all the offensive firepower. It's all about defense now. Hey, what's up, Bill? How you doing, bro? Feeling good, man. Ready for this Laker game. Hopefully the Lakers can bounce back today. They have keys to tonight's matchup is Lakers have to take care of the basketball. That's number 1. We have to bounce back from them 25 turnovers. We come out here and we give up another 20-plus turnovers, I'm going to be irate, especially up against a team that's very depleted. And then secondly, we have to continue to knock down shots, get out in transition, and basically do the similar things that got us the success, the blowout win versus Brooklyn. We have to treat every team with the respect, with the attention to detail, and with the defensive intensity that we did Brooklyn. We come out like that, we'll be solid. Yo, Dan, did you hear that Markieff Morris will be out tonight for the Lakers? Yeah, we got some injuries, but again, it's next man up. We've been dealing with injuries all season long. All season long, man. We can't really, we can't really worry about that. Like I said earlier in the stream, Charlotte is missing 5 key players. P.J. Washington, Teddy Rozier, LaMelo Ball, Malik Monk, and I forgot about the 5th one. But they're missing like about 5 key players, and there's no excuses. We have to come out here tonight and kill it. He said those analysts are making excuses that KD had minute restrictions. Well, KD and Drummond, I think Drummond had the better production. He was on minute restriction too. He ended up with 20 points, 11 rebounds, and a block in 22 minutes. So no excuses. Question of the night: which Lakers do you think will have 25 points or more tonight? I mean, it should be Dennis. He's been pretty much firing on all cylinders. It could easily be Kuz as well. And it could also be Drummond. Depends on how many minutes he gets tonight. But it doesn't matter to me who gets 25 or more. All that matters is the dub at the end of the night. And I really want the Lakers to take care of the basketball and just execute. That's all we got to do. My boy said it's going to be a summer league game. Too much injuries for both teams. Well, I mean, we're a little more healthier than they are. Yes, we're still missing key components and our major star players, but they're missing everybody and their mama. So we have to come out here and punch them in the mouth first and make sure that they understand that we're the better team. If we don't do that, we give them the confidence. We mess around and let them stay in the game till the 3rd quarter, and then even in the 4th quarter, then we're going to be in for a dogfight and potentially one of the most disappointing losses of the year. Now here's the key, man. Forget about who you're playing. Just worry about how you play. They have to come out here and execute. My boy said, check that cough though. Nah, bro, I got asthma. People don't believe me. They see me huffing and puffing on the videos. They want to talk smack, but I got asthma. But it's all good. You know how you defeat asthma? You don't get paid no mind. I've been on the court playing full court games, huffing and puffing and wheezing. And the more I do it, the more it goes away. So, mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. You got to be strong-minded. I know what I have, though. It's asthma, bro. Thanks for checking in. He said, Dan, do you think McKinney deserves more playing time with the defense and the shooting when the stars come back? Yeah, I mean, McKinney has been very solid, bro. McKinney has been solid all year long, and he deserves everything that's coming to him. Absolutely. Absolutely. McKinney has been solid, and we don't take him for granted. I like him. Again, he has Trevor Ariza potential. When we got Trevor Ariza, he was really a nobody out of Orlando. He got drafted by the Knicks and traded to Orlando. Then we traded for him. I think we gave up Vladimir Radmanovich. You guys remember him? Inconsistent three-point shooter from the wings. We gave him up. We ended up getting Ariza, who was a project player, but he panned out. Well, McKinney reminds me a little bit of Ariza. Obviously, he's not as good. He's not as athletic. Ariza was posterizing people. He was crazy. I was so happy when he posterized people. But and then he turned out to be a clutch shooter as well and everything. Like, I loved Ariza. And I don't want to say he's the same type of talent, but McKinney has a lot of the hardworking type of abilities that Ariza displayed. Doesn't have the athleticism. He's kind of athletic, semi, but he can knock down the shot. He can spot up. He uses his length extremely well on the defensive end. He has great size for the position. So, yeah, I really want to give him that type of role, and hopefully he earns more of a Ariza-type role as well. Low turnovers equals wins. Thanks so much, Jesse. I appreciate donation, brother. And you're right. If we take care of the basketball, it means two things. People don't understand. Turning the ball over, you shoot yourself in the foot in two ways. Number one, you give up transition buckets, easy buckets they don't even have to work for. Those aren't even sets they have to run. Those are easy transition layups. Sometimes you get in foul trouble. You risk injury. All kinds of bad things happen when you turn the ball over. All right, that's number one. Number two, you limit yourself from getting any opportunities to get hot. You break your own rhythm. And as a result, you have less possessions in the game. So by cutting turnovers, you're limiting both of those negatives, which turns into a positive. Even if you get more jumpers, one jump shot could be the difference between Ben McLemore getting hot and Ben McLemore getting not if they turn the ball over, right? One jump shot, one layup, can be the difference between getting back in transition on defense and setting up your defense in a half-court set, or, having to sprint back and give up a layup or maybe an and one or maybe even worse. So Lakers play smart. They give themselves the absolute best chance at winning. That's all they have to do. We have the players. We have the talent. Even with the injuries, we have the talent. We've proven we are currently 3-3 on this road trip, and we have a chance of finishing above 500 on the road trip without our stars. That is huge, guys. That is huge. We haven't given enough credit to these role players for stepping up. I want to give credit to the role players. They've been great, especially that Brooklyn game. But overall, they've been great. He said, DTLF, are you worried about Andre Drummond's lack of scoring? Absolutely not. Because like I told you guys when I brought him here, whatever he gives me scoring-wise is a bonus. He can go out from time to time. But when he's really going to shine offensively is when we get LeBron back, all right? There's been a lot of golden opportunities to get Drummond going, and the Lakers haven't taken advantage of him. Or they've been trying to force feed him, and he's been getting doubled due to the fact that we went up against an elite defensive team the last game. But when LeBron comes back and he demands doubles and triple teams, the ball gets rotated around. Guess what? Shooters like Ben McLemore, Kyle Kuzma, easy buckets. And rim runners, rim protectors, people that move their feet like Drummond get wide open buckets because LeBron is a point god, man. He's out here just running stuff. Like, who said it? I forgot who said it. It was an NBA player said LeBron is the best point guard of all time. Think about that. He doesn't even play the point guard position, yet he is so intelligent that they're calling him the greatest point guard of all time. So we're getting arguably the greatest point guard of all time back. Guess what? Drummond, that's the main reason he came here. He knows he's going to eat everybody's lunch when LeBron comes back. And Anthony Davis as well. I mean, he's another creator. People underestimate his ability to take people off the floor, off the dribble, and create for teammates, to draw double teams and read and react properly to defenses. Anthony Davis is another one of these beasts. So remember, people forget Anthony Davis played point guard in high school. You have a 6'10" guy who has great handles, has a great low post game, has a face-up game, has no weakness, a great defender, probably the best, and he also has point guard skills. You add that to Drummond, oh my goodness, people are going to be having nightmares about us. Remember last year how Austin Rivers and all those people said that they were having nightmares about our length and defense, and like they were scared to even come in the paint? Well, guess what? That just got worse. So it's only a matter of time before they find out that there's a nightmare on Elm Street, and it's a beautiful thing for Laker fans. It's not a beautiful thing for 29 other players and fan bases around the league. So Eddie Walker, hey, what's up, bro? He said, Dan, why TF is Schroeder not signing our offer? He said, I feel that even if he can get a bigger deal somewhere else, it won't be on a contending team. Well, okay, those rumors about the 21 mil, right? Those rumors about the 21 million, I'm not sure how much truth they have, but let's just say those are true. He didn't sign that because he feels he's worth more. In Dennis's mind, he sees himself as a star, but he doesn't play like a star every night. He played like a star versus Brooklyn, and then he got ejected. But he doesn't give it to us consistently enough for Rob to give him that kind of money. Rob probably offered somewhere in the vicinity of 18 mil, which is not a big difference, but trust me, it makes a difference. It makes your contract more tradable. It makes all kinds of, like, all the difference in the world. It gives you more flexibility if there's ever trades or anything. And he didn't want it. He's probably looking for somewhere between 25 and 30, believe it or not. I don't know why, but that's probably what he's looking for. Sometimes these agents get in these players' heads and they just gas them up to the point of no return. Dennis Schroeder, since from the moment he got here, he said he was a starter. There was rumors before we acquired him that he didn't want to come to the Lakers, and his body language kind of confirms that. Now, if he wants to walk, I'm already hearing rumors that the Knicks are interested. That's fine. Let somebody else overpay for him. Like I said, I'm not worried about it because we have options. We have guys who can actually run the starting point guard alongside LeBron and AD properly. Guys like Alex Caruso who don't do too much on the offensive end, knock down their shots, get on transition, and play good defense. All we need really is a game manager. We don't need a floor general or another star at the position, to be honest with you. So if he wants to do that, and if somebody else wants to throw away a major contract on potentially just a good role player, then so be it. I'm not worried about that, brother. If anything, I see THT. I would groom him. If I'm the Lakers, I'd start grooming him right now to be the starting point guard of the Lakers. Why? When he has started, he has had multiple games of double-digit assists. He's only 20. He's already making some very intelligent basketball decisions. Now, he still makes mistakes here and there. He's not a perfect player, but he's 20. This is why I say groom him, right? You groom him into the right player. Imagine a 6'5" starting point guard with a wingspan of 7'1" and the defensive ability he has. On top of that, the ability to put the ball on the floor and get to any spot he wants. Get teammates involved, and then if he has the face-up jumper, sheesh, game over. Game over. So, again, Rob Pelinka is a shark. He tried to get a good deal on Dennis. Dennis wasn't budging. Dennis wants to get greedy. Fine. Get greedy in basketball, Siberia, Detroit, or somewhere else where you're not going to win. That's fine with me. Every player that makes that decision regrets it. Ramon Sessions left us for more money. Who hears about Ramon Sessions today and age? He disintegrated, right? He was wiped off the basketball earth. Like, we don't know who he is anymore. Who is Ramon Sessions? He's probably working at the local Starbucks. No, I'm just playing. Nah, I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to trash the man. But I'll say this. Trevor Ariza became a journeyman after he left us. Ramon Sessions became a nobody. Kendall Marshall became a nobody. All these people that were seeking more money, they left. And they just poofed. So my sale, if I'm Rob, is like, look, man, we're the champions. You need us. We don't need you. You're a nice little luxury to have, but you're not somebody we desperately need to win a championship. This is the best. This is the core. This is the real mecca of basketball is in LA for the Lakers. You want to be part of the winningest franchise of all time, or you want to go somewhere else? That's up to you. We got your boy THT, who probably already has more talent than you already, and he's only 20. We got Alex Caruso, who could be a solid floor general. We're good, man. We don't need to throw away our money. Are we going to be capped out? Sure, maybe for a year or two, but eventually things will open up. There's always trades to be had. There's always options to be had. Not to mention, we have a draft pick this year. A draft pick, and a lot of people aren't talking about. This could be an early to mid-20s draft pick. There's a lot of good talent in this year's draft. So, you know what the Lakers do in the drafts, right? They come out here and they steal players. We got TAC in the second round pick that we bought, I believe so. So the Lakers are never in panic mode. These free agents, it's up to them if they want to be a part of greatness or not. That's my sell. I don't really have to oversell this franchise. Kobe said it best. We don't have to beg. You want to be here, great. If you don't, the door is right there, man. He said, DTLF, do you see the NBA expanding to a different cities in the near future? Absolutely. I definitely could see that because the NBA is a growing franchise. Let me give you an example. A growing league. Right now, everybody knows that whether you like it or not, soccer is the biggest sports league in the world. It's global. The NBA is trying to get there. They're already doing a great job. Well, they were doing a great job with China. They've already planted seeds in even my motherland, Mexico. And, when I was young, I went to Mexico. Nobody watched basketball. I returned as an adult, and I would see kids playing in the basketball courts. I would see Kobe Bryant jerseys. I would see all kinds of jerseys that I never even imagined. So the game of basketball is growing, and it's a beautiful thing. I just love it, man. I think the end result for basketball will be the biggest sport in the world. It's just so relatable. It's not like football where you can't see their facial expressions and stuff. It's not like soccer where only a certain type of demographic likes it. Basketball is actually globally loved. It just hasn't fully been developed in that manner. But if you get another team in a different place, you never know. You already have the Toronto Raptors. You know what I'm saying? Imagine having the Mexico Clippers. That has a better ring to it than the LA Clippers. I'm telling you, send them out to Mexico, man. The Tijuana Clippers. That would be lit. My boy said, Dan, Curry is replacing Dennis. Man, that's a pipe dream. That is a pipe dream. Yeah, no, I know basketball is huge in China, but after that little incident that happened, a lot of people started hating on it. So that's the reason I made the remark. He said, DTLF, the Lakers should try to get Mitchell Robinson, bird rights, and sign and trade for Schroeder. I mean, anything's possible. We still have options, but I'm not worried about the offseason right now at all. I'm not concerned about it. Whatever happens then would be great. As far as Mitchell Robinson, you guys remember draft night a couple years back? My keen eye for talent was all over Mitchell Robinson. I said, Lakers pick him up. We ended up with Mo Wagner instead. I was disappointed. I thought Wagner would be decent, but he never fully developed. I really wanted Mitchell Robinson. I knew he would be better. He could have been better with us if we fully developed him, right? So, Dan, you heard about Jamal Murray's injury? Yes, man. Unfortunately, prayers up to him. I wish him the best. You hate to see injuries. I don't look. I hate basketball franchises, but I never want to see their players get injured. I don't want to see Jamal Murray, one of the better young players of the league, get injured in that manner, because you never know if they return the same or not. So that is heartbreaking, and prayers up to him. Hopefully he, has a speedy recovery. Take your time, Jamal. It's not like the Nuggets were probably going to get out the West anyway. So just take your time. Don't rush him back by the playoffs. No, even take some time off next season, whatever it takes to get him back to where he was before. It's a shame that the NBA had to do a money grab and just speed up the process. That has led to so many injuries. That's one of the main reasons we've been injured all year. So, it's unfortunate, man. You hate to see it. I would even hate to see any Clipper players get injured, to be honest with you. Despise the Clippers, but I want to wax them so they don't have any excuses while they're healthy. That's it, My boy Tony P said, all right, DTLF, if we get Curry, you on the record saying it's about impossible? Yes, sir. I am on the record saying it's probably a pipe dream. Now, nothing's impossible. I would never say impossible. I'm saying currently, in this very moment, it is a pipe dream. You don't want to believe everything the media says. See, that's the key. This is why I get so many subscribers, is that I don't pay a lot of attention to the false rumors. I mainly focus on what Woj and Sham say. If they report something, I believe it. Last I checked, that didn't come out of their mouth. Everybody else is trying to clickbait and trying to get some attention. So I don't give them that type of attention because it's not warranted. Now, again, time will tell. Anything can happen from here to there. But first of all, you have to think. Curry's contract, we can't afford it. So how are you going to acquire him? It would have to be a sign and trade. What on earth do the Lakers have that the Warriors want, besides Anthony Davis and LeBron, for Steph Curry? We don't have many draft picks. We don't have a lot of young talent. We have THC. He's our golden piece. But unless he becomes a star player right away, he's not going to be worth Steph Curry, right? Not right off the top. Kuzma is not going to be worth Steph Curry, as much as I love him. It's not enough. Curry is what they call a generational talent, right? He is probably the best shooter we've ever seen. And the Warriors, if they ever decide to trade him, they're going to want a maximum haul. They're probably going to take 10 years worth of first round picks and, every young talented player they have on that team. So yeah, Tony, that's the reason I say as of right now, it's a pipe dream. I am on record as to saying that. I never mince my words, buddy. But I'll say this. If it does happen, I will be shocked. I will be really shocked. I really don't see it happening at all. I'm a realistic Laker fan. I don't like to delve in lies. Now, when we had cap space, maybe I would have, I was selling the Giannis situation could have happened because we had the cap space. It was realistic. As of right now, we're capped out. Could that change? Sure. But right now we're capped out. And, the only way I can see it is if he opts out of his contract and then the Lakers trade everybody taking up cap space just to clear up room for Curry because he decided to come here. I don't see it. I can see Curry. I can see Curry retiring with the Warriors. That's probably what it's going to be. I mean, he just broke a record for he just beat Will Chamberlain for the leading scorer in Warriors history. You don't break those kind of records and then look to go elsewhere. You're looking to set the bar for the next young star to come through to Golden State, so that way he won't be able to reach your records, right? So, I mean, it would be the best decision he ever made if he came to the Lakers. Don't get me wrong. He said, all the young Lakers fans want Steph Curry, LOL. That is true. Young Laker fans love Curry, man. Maybe because he looks like them. He looks mighty young, He looks like he's underage. Even with the beard, he don't fool me. Curry's still 19 in In my mind, he's still 19, man. He looks like a young cat. He said K-Cock is a G League god and Zion 2.0. That's funny. A lot of people like K-Cock. I don't like him for this team just simply because he's good when everybody's injured. But in general, are we going to develop him and get him to the next level? Is he really going to be a major key piece? He never added a mid-range jump shot. Doesn't have the 3-ball. He's undersized. And so, yeah, no, I'm not a huge fan. But I support him as long as he's a Laker. That's all I'm going to say. I just don't think K-Cock is that good as everybody says he is. My boy said Clay will come to the Lakers before Steph. I don't know, man. Those guys just seem like they would retire there. Yeah, that's just what it seems. Clay had his chance. We had cap space. I forgot what year it was. He had his chance. He wasn't even taking meetings. As soon as he became a free agent, they re-signed him like this. That to me spells retiring a Warrior unless he gets traded. You know, that's how I feel. Some players just, it wouldn't even look right. Like Clay on the Lakers, I just can't see it, man. I can't see it, bro. I'm sorry. He said, bro, there's a lot of injuries that has happened to many big names this year. Crazy. Most I have ever remembered. Yeah, the offseason was too short, Omar. Compita Omar. It was too short, bro. So, those are the repercussions. We talked about this before the season started. I said, hopefully there's not too many injuries, but it's not looking very safe. Unfortunately, the NBA cares more about its money than its players, and it showed it by turning around and having a short offseason, especially the Laker players, man. We made it all the way to the championship, and, the Lakers and the Heat players are the ones at biggest risk because that's how you be tearing ACLs and all kinds of crazy things is when you overexert your body. There's been times when I've been at the park and I jump and I go for a layup and I land and it feels like an eel. It feels like I feel this shock going up my calves, like an eel just gave me like an electric shock. And then I wonder, is that the hamstring? Am I pushing it too much? And then I slow down. I'll say, somebody sub in for me next game, even if my team won, because I don't want to push my body. I'm 30, my health care ain't that great. And I definitely don't want to tear anything. So, you have to listen to your body. And unfortunately, the way the NBA set things up, they didn't allow guys like LeBron, AD to let their bodies fully heal, regenerate, and be ready for the next season. It's a grind. An 82-game season, which is generally what it is, it's a huge grind. People don't understand. Like, even playing in a basketball league, your body takes wear and tear. Imagine 82 games of nothing but hardcore basketball, plus traveling, plus all kinds of mileage you put on your body. It's crazy, man. It's a grind. So respect to the athletes. It's easy to sit here and judge because they miss games, but at the end of the day, you don't know till you live it, man, till you're a day in their shoes. Hey, what's up, Intel? He said, let's get this dub. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it. He said, you'll need to get that thought out of your head. Clay and Curry ain't going nowhere. I'm saying, bro, I really don't see it. I really don't see it. Now, if you talk about other players, maybe, but not Clay. Clay and Curry they were homegrown right there. They were, they got drafted there and they made a name for themselves there. It's almost like you take over the company that you currently work for. Are you going to just want to give that up and go and try to run a new company when you already know the ins and the outs of that company and it's yours to run? I don't know. It's very hard to see that happening, But anything's possible when you're the Lakers. You just never know. So I don't put it out of the realm of possibility like my boy Tony P said. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but it's not very likely. And that's the fact. My boy said, thoughts on Joe Johnson? He's no longer eligible to join a playoff team, so it's irrelevant if he makes a comeback or not. Maybe he'll make a comeback for the rest of the season on one of these rebuilding teams, maybe. But honestly, I root for the guy. I wish he would have did this earlier. It would have been nice to see ISO Joe on actual playoff contender, where he's needed, not on a rebuilding team. My boy said, I know it's back-to-back, but I want the win tonight. Let's get it, Intel. No excuses, brother. No excuses. We need to definitely, get this done. We need to get this done for reals, man. And I'm looking forward to it. Look, Lakers were healthier than I thought we were going to be coming into tonight's game. So that's the good news. We got Drum, we got Mark, we got Kuz, and all those players were in question. So that's good news right there in itself. But thank you, guys. It's going to wrap it up for me. I'll see you guys right here for the post-game recap. Make sure you guys smash the like button before you exit. It only takes a second and it's free. You don't have to donate. Just smash that like button. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys right here after the game. Let's go Lakers. Get this dub, baby. Make me